Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lee Sanders here from the RCWR show, and I'm coming at you guys with a video game review. This go round, we're talking about WWE Universe. So a couple of my listeners had reached out to me in private messages and had said, Lee, did you check out the new WWE game that's out right now called WWE Universe? I'm saying, huh? What are you talking about? Had to do some digging around. And quietly, this game was released just a couple of weeks ago. Now, right now, as it stands of this recording for March 25th, 2018, the game is only available in New Zealand. It is not available anywhere else, and it is only available on iOS. As of this recording, it is not available on any other mediums, outlets, platforms. So iOS, New Zealand, that's it. But I would think at this point, we're probably about less than 3 months away from seeing this become available everywhere nationwide. So just thought I'd dig into the mechanics here, give you guys my early impressions, because I've been playing around with it for a hot second. And honestly, I think it's really badass that now more than ever over the past couple of years, the quantity has increased as far as WWE games. I mean, right now we've got Supercard, we've got Mayhem, we've got WWE Champions, and now we're about to have this one drop. And I think that's great considering, let's be honest, the 2K franchise has been some shit for a couple of years now. Nowadays, the only reason why to even get 2K is because of the pre-order bonus. Like, take this past year's, for instance, everybody was able, that pre-ordered, that is, was able to get that cool-ass plaque and autograph by John Cena, which was original. You see I'm playing as Stone Cold Steve Austin right here, taking on Goldust. Pretty simple game mechanics. I really love the graphics, by the way. The graphics, it reminds me a lot of the old WWE Raw that came out on the very first Xbox. Those of you hardcore gamers, longtime WWE fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about, exactly what the graphics remind me of. I must say, of all the things that jumped out at me off the break, for sure, the graphics, definitely. I'm really loving it. And this is developed, I believe, by a company named Glu, G-L-U, if I'm not mistaken. So good luck finding them throughout social media, because when you log on to here to play and you go check out their Twitter, their Facebook, none of that has been set up yet. There is a forum, but nobody is participating yet. Everything is just still in the very early stages. And as you can see, play around with this a little bit more, you see the 151 WWE Gold Medallion coin there? That would be equivalent for you buffs that play your WWE Mayhem game. That would be equivalent to your gold bar. So you know that's kind of all the commodities, all the resources you can come across. This is going to be one of the rares that you come across. You see the Thunderbolt there, that's at 38. That represents your energy bars, how many it takes to play in each mission. Eventually you will reach 0, and at that point you can either buy more or you can just leave your game alone for a little bit, come back a couple of hours, and it'll replenish over time. Money, very easy to come across. And don't worry about where I am right now here, as I'm going to show you all the main list of all the superstars that is in this game. But what's really cool about this is the fact that this, to my knowledge, is the first game available on iOS and soon to be Android where, for WWE fans, you'll be able to play as actual WWE female superstars. So I think that's really freaking cool, because I've been telling you guys for the past couple of years, hey, that's great that all the men are getting love, a lot of love on these iOS and the Androids, but what's going on with the females? Now, some would say, yeah, but Lee, technically, we're kind of getting that with Supercard. And I would say, yes, I agree with that. But at the end of the day, the key word there, card game. What about actually playing in some type of a real one-on-one, 2-, 3-dimensional type of game where you're actually controlling that female superstar? You can see their 3-dimensional shape, all that stuff. So this is the first, I would say, that you're able to do that. Because remember, we even had a WWE 2K that was made available on iOS and Android, and that was piss poor. You talk about quality. They didn't even, so laughable, man. Let me tell you, just so laughable. But no, the 2K franchise, it's just gotten more and more disappointing over the years. Hey, got some jump rope here. So you'll come across this a lot during the game as well, which is you'll get jump rope, wristbands, boots. It's basically like gear pieces. Think Injustice, Injustice 2. You get these cool little gears, and when you collect them, you're able to equip them to your talents, all that good stuff. Alright, got me Goldust here, just checking out his move sets, seeing what the requirements are to unlock them and all. And then we're going to jump right back into this. Don't worry, we got a lot of gameplay that's to come for you guys for this hot little minute. I want to take this time now. Thank those of you that's checking this out. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, you do hit the subscribe as we talk all things wrestling, entertainment, and beyond. We've been doing it since 2011. It's called the RCWR Show with yours truly. We come on live every Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. We also simulcast on Facebook Live, Spreaker, and it's also available on the App Store. In the App Store, it's available. Just use the keywords, the RCWR Show. It's a free app, and it's available in the Google Play Store. Let's get into some more action here. Do hit the subscribe button too, because the new thing now, on top of hitting the subscribe button, there's a little bell icon. Click that bad boy, as you'll always get notifications on whenever I put out stuff, because ever since YouTube had did their whole new algorithm switch up, facelift update with the dashboard, back in, it's just been throwing a lot of subscribers off. I can't tell you how many subscribers I've had that have said to me, "Oh my God, Lee, I didn't even know you had put up something new, man. I didn't get the notification." So make sure you click on that bell icon. Make sure you're getting all the notifications. So, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. You got 3 selections as far as moves that you want to do. You got your combo, you got your signature, and you got your finisher. And you just pretty much are trying to do your best to stay within the gauge. So since you're on the offense, your color is always going to be green. Into the ropes, off the ropes, into the ropes. So look at Steve Austin's, it looked like he's in quicksand there, man. What the hell? That's funny. Oh, stunner. Oh my God. Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold. 1, 2, and 3. We picked that up. Great motion capture for all of the superstars in this game too. I must say, very impressed. Comes off a little bit robotic. Not as smooth and animated, slightly exaggerated animated at that, as say the early WWE SmackDown games. You could even maybe go a little bit as far back as your No Mercy, your WrestleMania 2000. But still, game mechanics, I'm loving them. I'm loving the visuals, I must say. Wish that we could see a couple of different camera angles. So, I mean, this is pretty much it as far as your offense goes. Now, once in a while, if it's a situation where you land in the black, like you land nowhere in the green, then your opponent is going to come back on the offense. And then at that point, you then play a mini game. The color will be different. It'll be like a funky grayish blue color. And you'll have to time it just right as far as trying to counter your opponent's strikes. We're going in for the cover again here. Oh, and we got ourselves a kick out. Sometimes they'll kick out. Let's hit them with the stunner. And see, when you're in the green, that's great. But the higher you're able to get it to that little section of green towards the end that says perfect, the more damage you'll be able to execute with regards to all of your moves, but especially when it comes to your finisher. So just playing along here. You really can't do anything else right now. Hey, great. Leveled up. Level 2 now. That's fantastic. Got some cash, got some experience points, got some XP. That's great. All right, so we're still in Chapter 1. Looks like we just opened up another sub-chapter. Now we get to take on Apollo Crews. I'm controlling Goldust for now because that's all I pretty much have until we move it along a little further here. All right. So, yeah, you know, I love it as far as the sound. You know, I mean, you get a little bit of custom WWE Superstars musics here and there, but you're gonna go crazy after probably about 20 minutes. And as you can see here, I'm in some of the daily events, but it's not playable right now. You've got to reach at least level 12 before you're able to even access these events. And mind you, these events are only available on certain days on top of reaching the
unlock 12 status. As you can see, for clubs, you have to reach at least level 6 in order to go into the club. You've got your daily objectives. You really do not need to go bonkers and check this out every single freaking minute, every freaking time of the day. Just pretty much as you're naturally playing throughout the game, you'll unlock objectives. Just make sure you come on back, no expiration, claim your stuff. That's all you basically got to do for your achievements here. So, yeah, but I was talking about the sound system so far. So, yeah, I mean, as far as soundtrack, nothing really too impressive. Like I said, you're going to get tuned out after a hot minute. You don't get to hear a boatload of music like that of your favorite WWE superstars. You're going to tune it out. You're most likely going to end up playing something from your iTunes anyway, or maybe watching something. I know that's good multitasking, right? You're playing your tablet and you're watching something on TV, but hey, the best of us can roll like that. And as far as the commentating goes, honestly, I like what Jerry the King Lawler had did with WWE Mayhem. It was just the right amount, but this one, there's no Corey Graves, there's no Byron Saxton, there's not even Tom Phillips, no Mauro Ranallo. It's just Michael Cole by himself, and his sound bites is just so freaking cheesy. It's very weak. You get tired of him after a few minutes because he basically says maybe about 10 things different if you're lucky, and you're pretty much done after that. So yeah, you're gonna do this on mute unless you are gonna be playing your iTunes music, I would say. All right, so we're playing as Goldust here. And I love the fact that visually, when you compare it to WWE Mayhem and you compare it to WWE Champions, let's be honest, both of those games respectfully have a combination of WWE Legends of WrestleMania meets WWE All-Stars. So here, it's nice to get a game that, okay, as far as the motion capture, the body animation and everything, it's nice to see a game where they're trying to be as very realistic as much as humanly possible. It almost kind of reminds me of that great TNA game, the one and only TNA game that had came out. Actually, there were two TNA games that came out. There was one that came out for the Xbox 360. I remember that one. I've got to be one of maybe like 300 people that actually have all the achievements for that game, despite it being so buggy as hell. And there was a TNA game that had came out on iOS and Android, if you guys recall. So it almost kind of reminds me of a combination of those two TNA games, respectfully. But I dare say they did a really good job. You'd be surprised, there's actually some people that do not like looking at, say, the latest 2K game that's out. They don't like a picture, realistic, perfect type of video game. It just looks too... I don't know, for some of them, they get bored looking at something like that. They want something that feels a little bit more cartoonish, believe it or not. So it's kind of nice that we have something here with WWE Universe that, you get the realism, but it's a little bit more animated without being overkill, like a Mayhem, like a Champions, like All Stars, etc. So, all right, taking on Zack Ryder here now. Set this up. And as you can see, you only get but so many camera angles. They're pretty limited as well. I think that sucks because, honestly, and I hope that it's maybe something that the game developer considers in a future patch. I think it would be fantastic if they went on ahead and let you zoom in on the faces of some of these superstars, whether you're on the offense or you're on the defense. I think it would be great if they did a couple of more unique camera angles where you can get some really good close-ups, because honestly, with these great renders, you're just letting it go to waste if all you're doing is showing limited close-ups. Like, I have no problem with the victory poses, although I think that's something else that can be tweaked as well. Because everybody knows, usually when Goldust, before or after he wins a match, he likes to go up to the top turnbuckle and do his whole Goldust. He likes to do that stuff. So I think it would be kind of cool if maybe in a future update they would go back and maybe consider doing something like that. Another thing that I'm noticing here. Oh, okay. So it looks like we've got one remaining. Hey, all right. Got Cesaro. Sweet. I love playing as Cesaro. So when you get yourself a new superstar, as you just saw, you got to pay a little bit of cash to activate them. But once you pretty much activate them, they're now part of your roster. So that's great. Cesaro with his healing tape and all. He stay having healing tape. Love me some Cesaro. I wouldn't be surprised if this game had came out shortly after WrestleMania, honestly, but I still think there's a couple of more things that they need to do as far as tweaks go. But some of the things that I just highlighted so far, that would be a really good start for them. And don't mind me, I'm just playing around here with Cesaro, just checking him out real quick. And yeah, I think what would be really cool though is if on top of doing the whole color gauge, timing it just right, is if you were also given some type of a mini game as well where you had to press maybe arrows, right? Maybe you could let some arrows pop up on the screen and you gotta move the arrows in a certain direction on top of playing the mini game with the colored gauge bar. I think that would be kind of cool as well. Could you maybe borrow a little bit of elements from Mayhem? Yeah, you could probably do a little something like that. And or you could take some elements out of the Telltale's Batman series, which I love. That is my guilty pleasure. I've been just tearing the hell out of that. Mainly if I'm not playing it, I'm watching my girl play that. It's very rare she gets into the video game. She used to be a hardcore gamer, believe it or not. But nowadays, if it ain't something like The Walking Dead or anything basically Telltale's, she's not really interested. All right, we got level 3. So yeah, I think if they were to use those respective game mechanics, that would be really fantastic, quite honestly, if they would implement those. Because as it stands right now, it's like you're cool for the first 20 minutes, but if you're kind of like me, a seasoned gamer, you're going to get bored real quick. You're going to be like, okay, I'm ready to do something else. And you may find yourself going back to playing WWE Champions. And let's be honest, we know that there are so many bugs and all that other stuff that's coming about. But you got to give Skullplay credit, the developer of WWE Champions. They do a fantastic job. And whenever they make a mistake, they do their best to compensate fans with all types of, whether it's health packs, coin, what have you, a little bit of cash. They always try to do their best to compensate the fans. So I do give them props for that. I know they got a new update too. They're doing something called VIP. Apparently you pay like $2.99 and you get access to hard mode, or I guess hell mode, and you get access to all kinds of bonus crazy stuff. One of them is apparently a 2-star. I don't know if it's a silver or if it's maybe bronze version of Triple H, King of Kings. I'm not talking about the Authority Triple H in the suit. You finally get like the WrestleMania short-haired Triple H in his King of King armor. So that's pretty badass. I'm actually going to look into that. We'll talk about that as soon as that becomes available for you guys here. And yeah, just playing against Zack Ryder right now. So you've got that. Mayhem's continuing to do its thing. Very rare does Mayhem have a few hiccups, but these guys are definitely off to a really good start. I give them credit for trying to carve up their own identity and trying to present a game that, okay, this is our take on the WWE universe. But yeah, redundancy, you're going to get bored. If it's just as it is right now, you're going to get bored, especially if you're a seasoned gamer. You're probably going to get bored within at least 30 minutes. Now, is this great despite the age if you're on your way to and from work? Oh, yeah, no problem. But just getting in a nice, good, comfortable position on your couch or recliner or in the bed, and you got the TV on and you've got the tablet in front of you, you're playing some games for a little bit, you're going to get, trust me, you're going to get pretty tired of this really, really quick, just with the way the game mechanics are right now. So, all right, so playing as Cesaro, looks like we're going to be taking on Jeff Hardy. And coming up in a little bit, I'll show you guys the roster. It is one of the most impressive rosters I have seen for an iOS/Android game. in quite some time. Wait till you see the roster here. It's fantastic. Now you got to keep in mind all these characters that I'm going to be showing you. You don't get access to them off the break. You've got to earn them in packs, basically. You know, you got to spend a little bit of money for a possible shot at getting some of these superstars, my pretty babies. But I'll show you who all is in it so far. And there's actually some that are not in the game as of right now. And I would suspect that pretty shortly that's going to change. All right, so we're still in Chapter 1 here in Raw. Just learning the ropes, basically. All right, now they're giving us Mojo Rawley to take on. I'm going to continue to play as Cesaro. Yeah, when I first downloaded this, I must admit, I had got a black screen for like about 30 seconds. And I've got a brand new iPad Pro. I haven't even had it for 3 months yet. Well, let me think. I haven't even had it because I got it for Christmas, actually. So that would be January, February, March. Yeah. So I've had it almost, it's about 3 months now. Yeah, about 3 months I've had it now. And so it's not that. I got it brand new, shrink wrap and all. And I could tell it wasn't anything at my end. My internet connection, I have the highest internet connection that's possible. I have Verizon Fios. I have the Quantum, what is it, the router, the highest quality router that's available. I think it's called the Quantum router. So I have that. And so it wasn't anything that I had did wrong. It just seems as though there's some things where there's some patches that's obviously needed. I was actually playing around in the chat here, seeing what some of the people were saying, and they were complaining about some of the bugs that they were noticing. And apparently one of the game developers had said that there was going to be a patch that was going to be coming out very, very shortly. So if not within the coming week, maybe in the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to let you guys see the roster now. I think really the best way to show you the roster will just pretty much start with the guys that I have right now and then pretty much work from that point forward. All right, so we got Goldust, we got Cesaro. See who else we got here. Amber Moon. Yeah, love me some Amber Moon. Godfather. Zack Ryder. Apollo Crews. Titus O'Neil. Alicia Fox, Mojo Rawley, Dana Brooke, Eve Torres, Akira Tozawa, Rowan, William Regal, Drew Gulak, Rhino, Billy Kay, Mandy Rose, Peyton Royce, Xavier Woods, Sin Cara, Dolph Ziggler, Ruby Riott, Sami Zayn, Ty Dillinger, Aaliyah, I don't know who that is. You guys are going to have to help me out with that one. Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Harper, Cien Almas, Primo, Connor, Jack Gallagher, Mike Kanellis, Dash Wilder, Maurice, Dash Wilder, Maurice, Brian Kendrick, Scott Dawson, Hideo Itami, Aleister Black, oh hell yeah, Grand Metalik, No Way Jose, Tamina, Lana, Bo Dallas, Kalisto, Epico, Victor, Cedric Alexander, Curtis Axel, Kurt Hawkins, Jerry the King Lawler, Carmella, Edge, Jake Snake Roberts, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Mickey James, she's standing for she's standing for that pose. Sheamus, Carl Anderson, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, hey, Wendy Richter, wow. That is surprising. All right. They went old school on this one. Wonder if she's actually going to make the final cut for this game. I'm very curious to see that. Iron Sheik. Sheik, baby. Baron Corbin. Rusev. Rusev Manchka. Rusev Crush. It's Rusev Day. Big Show, where you at, man? Big Show popped up. He's like, I don't know. Big Boss Man. Vader. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Lex Luger. British Bulldog. Kaz. Batista. Luke Gallows. Had to go back to Batista. Let's see here. Okay. Right. Gallows, Seth Rollins, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Demon Finn Balor, Lita, Mankind, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Kofi, Finn Balor, Jeff Hardy, Nikki Bella, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Ravishing Rick Rude, Miz, Big Diesel, Matt Hardy. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's not Woken. Big E, Alondra Blaze, Razor Ramon, Paige, Booker T's in street clothes. That's funny. Oh, they gotta change that. Badass Billy Gunn. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dean Ambrose, Big Red Monster Kane, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Bray Wyatt. Great Ultimate Deletion match. Chad Gable, Jason Jordan. Ah, they're wearing the same attire here. Yeah, they're going to have to change that. Jinder Mahal, Aiden English, Bailey, Beth Phoenix, Brock Lesnar, Andre the Giant. Brock looked pretty plain there. Ultimate Warrior, Nia Jax, Sting. Wow, why so low? Roman Reigns, Sting Classic, Alexa Bliss, Natty, Asuka, Bret Hitman Hart, AJ Styles. That's outdated. He's got much longer hair now. Macho Man, Trish Stratus, Roddy Piper, Charlotte, Jericho, Ric Flair, Triple H, The Game, John Cena. All right, we're getting into 4 digits now. Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, okay. Daniel Bryan, all right. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, 1137. All right, so it looks like Undertaker is the ultimate badass there. All right, cool. Let's see, can we level up here? So as you can see, there's no Ronda Rousey. We saw that Ruby Riot's in the game. Liv Morgan is in the game, but we didn't see Sarah Logan. Also, we did not see... who's the other girl? See, the name escapes me right now, but there's definitely some of the girls from Ruby Riot, some of the girls from Absolution that's missing. We just touched upon Ronda Rousey being missing as well. So I would imagine all of those, Broken Hardy as well, I would imagine all that's going to be forthcoming with some updates, maybe in some exclusive events. I wouldn't be surprised if they had those available in Versus or whatnot in the coming weeks. We'll see. But I would suspect that this game is probably going to be coming out sometime within the next 3 months. Normally, the fact that you have it out right now in other regions, that's usually a good sign that it's pretty close to being released everywhere. So I'd imagine they're probably about 3 months off. All right, so I'm still controlling Cesaro here. I'm still playing as Cesaro, taking on Jeff Hardy here. Into the ropes, off the ropes. Remember that? Said that in the game a long time ago. Look at the way that they stand, by the way. It kind of has that SmackDown 1, SmackDown 2 vibe, don't it? Just the way that they stand. Very robotic there. Very, very robotic there. Perfect. Yeah. Cesaro swing. Swing. Bada, 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 swing. Swing. Bada, 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 swing. I like how the referee pops up. He almost reminds me of the dude from Mortal Kombat. Remember how he just pops up and he goes, whoopsie, whoopsie. Just pops up like that. 1, 2, and 3. 3 cookies. Ah, ah, ah. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we did that. Doing pretty good so far. All right, now we get to take on Mojo Rawley. Hey, I'm still feeling Cesaro. I'll just keep playing as him. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this up right on up through the completion of Subchapter 4 in Chapter 1. And I'll leave 5 and 6 for the next video. And pretty much halfway the start of, I think, SmackDown is next. Is under Chapter 2. So we'll do that for you guys in the next video. But I think as far as the visuals go, I would have to give it a... I mean, I've seen better graphics, but I mean, for iOS and Android, latest technology that's out, this is I'm just showing some love to the game developing company as well, because this is their first rodeo taking a crack at a WWE game. I would give them a 7 out of 10 for the graphics. The game mechanics, very simplistic, but at the same time, not enough creativity / original thought going into making it a very fun, enjoyable experience. I think if they went with the suggestions that I had said earlier, that would make this game even that much more enjoyable. I love how they also tried to incorporate the old WWE, what's the game I'm thinking of? WWE Royal Rumble, Mortal Kombat vibe with the health bar and all that. I like how they basically did that. Kind of almost taking a cue too a little bit from WWE Mayhem, so to speak. So I like how they kind of incorporated that as well. But the game mechanics as it is, this is a game you don't have to worry about blood and everything. You can definitely give it to your child if they're under the age of 10 and know that they're going to be okay playing this game. But for those that are maybe 15 and up, they're probably going to want more challenging game control mechanics. So yeah, I got to give it a... I mean, it's easy, but I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. And as far as replay value goes right now, like I said, you're going to get bored pretty quick, especially if you're a seasoned gamer. But just as it stands right now, even with the objectives, like I said, the objectives / achievements, all you got to do is just play. And eventually you'll unlock all of those achievements in due time. But putting that to the side, I'm a little bit more interested in seeing how the versus mode goes. I'm definitely more curious to seeing how it is when you actually have special events running about where you can win all types of really cool stuff. I would imagine they're going to be going in that direction, because that's been the main theme that we've seen now from the past several games that have been released by developers tackling WWE. So very curious to see how they do. All right, leveled up now, level 4. That's great. So yeah, I like the game. It's good. Yeah, I'd love to leave a rating. So I'm not I'm not gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 3. Nah, but the replay value, I would have to give the replay value right now a 6 out of 10. So no, I'm gonna make it a 5. I'm gonna say a 5 out of 10 as far as the replay value goes. I'm gonna leave it at a 5 out of 10. So I mean, overall, I would give this game a respected 6 out of 10. I mean, that's not really bad. Just what we're getting off the break. I mean, and everything that I'm showing you all right now is definitely subject to change. So things could easily drastically make leaps and bounds towards better overall improvement in due time leading up to the release. So, we'll wait and see, man. But, first impression so far, yeah, I mean, they're off to a good start. This company is off to a good start. I'll definitely give them that. All right, so I'm just going to play here for a couple of more minutes, let you guys see some more gameplay here. And we'll just pretty much keep it going. Another thing that I hope that they do is, obviously we got Chapter 2, which is SmackDown, so I would imagine the arena is going to be different. But I hope there's also going to be situations where you'll be able to play inside of a ring during WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, things of that nature. I also think what will really be cool for this game, they can definitely pull it off, put some custom entrances in here, man. Let the fans actually feel like that WWE superstar. That would be really badass. And I think if it's a situation where these guys are on a really tight budget, something else that they should definitely explore that I really do not see a lot of game developers taking a crack at whenever they are able to do business with the WWE and make a really cool game is the create a superstar. I mean, the foundation that was laid out by 2K, it was off to a decent start. For those that remember the 2K game that came out on iOS and Android, it had a lot of potential, but because it was crapped upon so much, I would imagine that 2K said, okay, you know what, we're just done with this. Let's just focus on the NBA, the hockey stuff. Forget this crap with WWE. I mean, this isn't really where all our money is coming from anyway, right? At least that's the vibe that you honestly get. But I personally would love to see whether it's these guys or the guys over at Mayhem or even Champions. I think it would be a really cool feature with the way we have these graphics and the way everything is just working nowadays for these games on iOS and Android. Why not put in the ability to create your own wrestler? Not saying you have to do it as in-depth as humanly possible. It doesn't have to be that in-depth, but you can do it in such a way where it's a really cool experience for a person that, you know, if you want to keep them around, that's usually a good way you can go about keeping a gamer around and logging in more time, maybe being more interested in spending a little bit of money to get certain equipment, like just obtain a wristband here. And yeah, so when you win these pieces of gears, you just basically equip them and you pretty much keep going at it. So as you can see here with some of these sub chapters, there's an auto play option, and if you click on that auto play option, it'll drain a couple of more energy bars, but you automatically will get the win and you'll get the rewards from it. So if you're feeling a little bit, this is getting a bit redundant, you can just pretty much do that. Just keep in mind that for each of these sub chapters, you're only able to play X amount of times and then it locks out. If you want to go back and play it again, you've got to spend some of that WWE medallion, them coins, them WWE coins. You got to spend some of those in order to unlock it. I think it's 100, if I'm not mistaken, to unlock it. So keep that in mind. I would definitely spend those sparingly. My advice right now off the break, if you're interested in really trying to expand your roster, save as many of those coins as possible. You know, which honestly you really should not have any type of problem. Just the way this game is coming off right now, you really should not be spending any real currency just to try to advance your roster. I think you can do it. You're going to have to grind it out for a little bit, but just off the break until something really badass comes along where you have to spend money because you get these little perks as a result of spending money, I'd be very cautious right now in doing it. Another thing that I think would really be cool, and maybe these guys can maybe look into it, you see this situation here where we have Cesaro fighting Sheamus. Well, I think it'd be really cool if it's a situation where just at random you end up fighting somebody, and if you have the right opponent in your roster, like with what we just saw there, I have Cesaro, okay, he's taking on Sheamus. I think that'd be pretty badass if it was a situation where, okay, so as a result of these two fighting, if you come out on top, you get these bonus rewards, you know, you get this temporary perk, you know, bonus XP for 5 minutes. I think something like that would be really cool. All right, so we'll go ahead, we'll play this one more time, and we'll pretty much just call it a day. And as we get ready to wrap this up, yeah, let's equip Goldust's gear as well. And as we get ready to wrap this up, yeah, those of you that had the opportunity to play this game, I would love to hear from you. So definitely give me not only a thumbs up, but make sure you leave your comments down below. And if you're new, welcome. Would love to have you subscribe so you never miss out on all great content we do for you here on a weekly basis. Hey, if you guys out there are huge comic book fans, by the way, I actually had interviewed the star of Black Lightning on the CW himself, Cress Williams. Yes, we talked to Black Lightning's Cress Williams. That interview in its entirety, which is about 30 minutes long, it's actually available on the YouTube channel here right now. So feel free to check that out as soon as you get done with this. And do enjoy, man. Do enjoy. Really appreciate you guys taking the time out and checking this out. And You know, if you want to see me do more stuff like this, you got to just keep coming at me, giving me those ratings and reviews, and I'll definitely do my best to come at you guys. So we'll come at you next go round, let you see how chapter or subchapter 5 and 6 roll out, and then we'll go into chapter 2, which is pretty much SmackDown, okay?